What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another Toronto Maple Leafs season preview. Now, I told you guys I was going to be doing some players that might be on the outside looking in. They could be on the taxi squad or like the extra players, and guys that I truly think have a shot of making this team, or at least forcing the Leafs' hand to make things interesting. So this video, obviously, you guys clicked on it. Timothy Liljegren. Now, Toronto drafted him in the first round in 2017, 17th overall. A lot of people leading in up to that draft throughout the months that it was leading up, of course, were projecting him to be in the top 5, for him to be a top 5 pick, and that he could really groom into a really good, top 2 defenseman. But now I think it's more reasonable to say he could groom into a very good top 4 defenseman. Now, he's a right-handed shot. And by the way, the reason why he dropped is because he got sick. He wasn't playing in a lot of games. Some teams were a little worried about how he would, progress, even though I think, he's proven that he can play at a high level. He's in the AHL right now and produce and stay healthy, hopefully. But Timothy Liljegren could really groom into a good defenseman for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I really, really do believe that he is going to make it very difficult for the Toronto Maple Leafs this year. I think that he actually has a chance, and not a lot of people are talking about it, but I think Liljegren could push for a spot if he impresses enough. Now, the fact that there's no preseason games kind of hurts his chances a little bit, but if the Leafs aren't impressed with a guy like Justin Hall, let's say, he's making $2 million, right-handed shot defenseman, if he's not giving the Leafs, what they need. Same thing with a Travis Dermott. If he's not impressing them enough, the Leafs could be like, okay, well, we're going to give Liljegren a few games here, and we're going to see how he is. And when he played 11 games with the Leafs in the 2019-2020 season. We'll get to that. But he looked decent. He looked okay. But, if he starts to show this potential, there's going to be some movement. There's going to be some trades. There's going to be a reason to put this guy in the lineup. Now, I truly believe that the development of him has been really going well. Like when I've watched him live, I really like the way he plays. They've tried to take him from just being an offensive-minded guy to playing a more solid two-way game. He's not afraid to throw the body. He's looking very good defensively. I think it was my friend Downtown Stephen Brown. Make sure to go subscribe to Downtown Sports. He was showing a lot of numbers that, compared to some other NHL prospects that are getting a ton of praise, and Liljegren was right there, if not better than a lot of these prospects. And I think it's because he was drafted in 2017. Obviously, a few years have gone by that he hasn't really been talked about enough. And I've said before that I would be okay if the Leafs had him in a trade package to get a bigger defenseman, because you have to give up something to get something back. And now I'm looking at it and thinking, if this guy comes into the Leafs with an entry-level contract and plays a very solid two-way game that could find him in a top 4 spot, or at least being a very solid third pairing defenseman, this is money in the bank, because then you have Liljegren and Sandin on cheaper contracts, and they're going to play good defensively. The Leafs need guys like Liljegren and Sandin, because if you can develop the homegrown talent and they turn out to be good, you're laughing. It's great. So, like I said, getting back to his AHL stuff, he's just been phenomenal from everything we've been reading, from everything we've been seeing. And again, I've seen it with my own eyes. I've gone to games live before, everything happened and all this stuff like that when the AHL was still playing. Liljegren is very solid. I think that he's not getting enough credit. I think that he's very good. Now, let's get into some details here. So, he's 21 years old. Again, he's still so young. This guy has so much left to give, so much more to prove. 6 foot, 198 pounds, not small by any imagination. Right-handed shot, like I said. He hasn't played a full year, so I don't know why it says that, but he's got 11 games of experience where he had an assist. Again, you didn't expect him to be put in all these offensive-minded situations. They wanted him to be a little bit sheltered. So, since coming over, 17-18 season in the AHL, 44 games, he had 17 points. That's not bad for a rookie. He's coming in there as a rookie and did really well. And then 15 points in 43 games played. You can see, he's taken over a little bit in these 2 seasons, his development to be a little bit more two-way. They were learning, teaching him the ropes. And then the 1920 season, 30 points in 40 games played. He started to take over a lot of minutes. He started to take over top pairing duties. He was, doing a bit of everything, killing penalties, power play, but he was all over the place. And that's what the Leafs wanted. They want a guy that can give you that 30 points in 40 games played. Now, keep in mind, the Marlies haven't been very good since Sheldon Keefe came up to the Leafs. Like, him having 30 points in 40 games played is pretty damn good. And he's also only a -4, which is obviously a team stat. But if the team is really bad and you're only a -4 and you're the top pairing defenseman, which means you're taking on, all the big matchups, you're taking on all their best players, he's been having a very, very good season. And if you follow any Marlies reporter, anybody that covers the Marlies consistently, they will tell you Timothy Liljegren has impressed them so much. He's very, very good. And that this guy is going to be a very solid NHL defenseman. I'm excited for this guy. Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, this guy is just going to solve all the problems. He's definitely not, but he's going to be part of making this team better going forward. Now, let's just quickly look at his cap friendly, because this is what I was trying to tell you guys. So his entry-level contract obviously has this year and the next left on it. If he plays for the Leafs, that contract will be so cheap on the books. If, like, by next year, you're probably going to see him in the Leafs lineup. But this year, just hypothetically, if they were to trade Justin Hall's $2 million, you're obviously going to save over $1 million having this guy in the lineup to give you similar production, if not better, in terms of an all-around standpoint. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because I've said it a million times. I like Justin Hall, but numbers showed that when he wasn't playing with Jake Muzzin, he wasn't very good. So if Liljegren can play on a third pairing or on a second pairing, whatever, and it doesn't matter who he's playing with, and he gives you, solid minutes, then it's a no-brainer to have this guy in the lineup, because, you could put Dermott with Muzzin, or if, Rasmus, it doesn't matter who it is, Brody, Riley, you can mix up everything. The Leafs have depth now, Bogosian's there as well, to be that like 6'7" guy, but the Leafs have options, and this is what they've needed for a long time. You need options. You need guys that can come in and play on the second and third pairing. You need guys that can play defensively, play on the penalty kill, because I'm sure the Leafs would love to have more guys that can kill penalties than just Jake Muzzin or, a TJ Brody, whoever is going to end up killing penalties, Zach Bogosian. Like, there was times when the Leafs were forced to constantly play Marinson or Cody Ceci. These guys shouldn't be killing penalties, although Marinson's not a bad penalty killer, but he can't really do anything else, and that's the problem. So I really like Liljegren. I think that they will give him a shot to make this team this year. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but if he does make the team, listen, that means he's showing a lot more than what people are expecting, and I think that very soon people are going to start to learn that Liljegren is a very, very good option for this team. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you are new, make sure to subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Join the squad. Leave your predictions down below for Timothy Liljegren. Let me know what you guys think about him. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.